you Y'all know what time it is. Allegedly with Brittany J. Let us get into it. Huh. Allegedly with Brittany J. Truth coming through, better clear the way. Cases, headlines, trials, tea. But she keep it classy, you can plainly see. Allegedly with Brittany J. Prayers going up every single day. Mom of 6 with a heart so strong. Real one here, you cannot go wrong. She do not gotta scream, she do not gotta fight. She let the facts talk loud, every move she make. From the missing in the trials to the news that breaks. She bring truth to the table, yeah, that is her lane. She lets people talk, lets opinions ride. Open to the what ifs from the other side. Speculation cool, when the respect stay true. She gives room for thought, lets the audience view. When the lies start flying and the trolls get bold, she do not fold up and she do not get cold. She respond with class, let the record be known. You can keep that circus, she is staying grown. She got family at home and a purpose in sight. Still showing up strong when the days get tight. And she praying for the people when they need that love. Trying to better herself while she looking above. So tune in close, let the real one stay. It is allegedly with Brittany J. Allegedly with Brittany J. Truth coming through, better clear the way. Cases, headlines, trials, tea. But she keep it classy, you can plainly see. Allegedly with Brittany J. Prayers going up every single day. Mom of 6 with a heart so strong. Real one here, you cannot go wrong. Facts matter, opinions, welcome. Prayers up. Allegedly with Brittany J. Come, prayers up.
Apparently, we got people that like to zoom in.
Yeah, y'all know what time it is. Allegedly with Brittany J. Let us get into it. Huh.
Hello. Hi. Thank you guys for your patience. Thank you so much. Hold on, guys. I'm going to get the goal. Hey, just the RN. No Mad Beats is in the house. Miss Gloria PJ, Michelle Johnson. Hi. Come on in, you guys. Just the RN. D. Cool. What's going on, D? Where's Jada at tonight? I hope she's here. Or she's doing well. How's everybody doing? Hope you're doing well. We're gonna do some true crime tonight. Give me a second. Hold on 1 minute, y'all. I'm just trying to fix this real quick. Oh my God. All right, hold on a second, y'all. I'm just trying to get my hold on a second, y'all. I'm just trying to get my Luminous. Look at Luminous for 19 months. That's my girl. And I'm gonna address something. I'm gonna put true crime goals. That's what I'm gonna do. True crime goals. There we go. All right. Couple things to address before we get into it, but let me do this real quick. Hey, Nikki baby, so good to see you. Nikki baby said, "Hey, girl, nice to see you. Loved it. You're doing true crime. I'm doing a true crime live. I am here for it. I am here for it too, and I'm so glad you're here. Got a secret? Can you keep it? Hey, beautiful girl. I knew they were going to get married, but I didn't know what date. Who got married? Who got married? Hey, Boo Thing. Hey, Nomad Beats. Hey, Sparkleberry Shine. Hey, PJ. Hey, Joan. Joan said, I'll be back when my movie is done. Won't be long. Love you, Joan. You're always so supportive. Oh, Chronicles of the Olivia and Steve Gonsalves Jr., I guess, are getting married on July 4th. Okay. Okay. They are so cute together. I am here for it, for sure. Luminous, you are awesome. Thank you for always being so sweet, always being so supportive, being a mod even when I get on your nerves. You still stay with me, and I appreciate that because that's what friends are for. Or that's what real friends do. Real friends stick around even when things are tough. And Luminous, I appreciate you very much. Thank you for staying with me, staying by me, sticking with us, and supporting the channel like you have. 19 months. I hope there are many, many more to come. Thank you so much. Let me get Luminous some love. Doo-doo. Thank you, Luminous. And then look at that. Hey, Ashlyn. Hey, girl. Luminous just gifted a membership. Woo, woo. We got our first membership for the night for our True Crime Live. Luminous, thank you for supporting the channel. I do adore you so much. Guys, if you were the lucky one to get a membership, welcome to Club Mabel. Thank you so much for being here. And Luminous, thank you so much. I appreciate you. Guys are awesome. Y'all really are awesome. Thank you so much. Hey, Josie Wells. Hey, PJ. Hey, April. Hey, girl. Luminous. All right. So, hi, Ryan. Good to see you. April, it's always a pleasure to see you. Hello, Miss Gloria, everybody. It's always a pleasure. Welcome, guys. Welcome. Okay. Couple things before we get into it. First and foremost, I'm aware of the stuff going on over on Sinners. I'm very sad about it. I hope that Sinner is okay. Hey, just Nicole. I'm not. Let me just say this. The things that he was calling those women tonight was horrific. And it broke my heart. I may have differences with some of these people, but it just was cruel. But I feel like whatever's happening in his life, whatever he may be going through, I hope he's okay. I have no ill will towards him. I'm not going to have ill will towards him. I'm going to put this out here, and then I'm just going to move on. I'm not taking anything personal what he said to me tonight. I feel like whatever he's going through, he's, got a lot on him. Maybe if people would extend me grace when I went through these things, I feel like a lot would be different, and it would have helped when it comes to a lot of the stuff that I've been through. So selfishly, basing it off of what I have experienced, I'm not going to do to another person what's been done to me. I will show grace. And I will not be a part of a dog pile either at the same time. Yes, and I know that, PJ. I mean, I know that, Luminous. And I'm not here to, I'm not becoming somebody's bestie either, I do agree that he owes PJ an apology. There's no doubt about that. No doubt about that. 1,000%. PJ did not deserve what was said to her. PJ does not deserve being falsely accused of shit. PJ is by far, and I'll stand on this until the bitter end. PJ is by far one of the most amazing people that I have met on this platform. PJ probably has one of the biggest hearts. PJ has been an extremely loyal, humble friend and a mod to me. And she is a good person. Absolutely, PJ's a good person. I hope in time that he will apologize. But as far as I'm concerned, I'm going to remain over here on my channel. I'm not going to be involved with any of that. And I'm not, yeah, I agree with that, Illuminous. She absolutely is. PJ is one of my good friends, and I stand with her 1,000%. But yeah, I'm just saying in terms of showing grace. Oh, I love you, PJ. I hope you know I love you. In terms of showing grace to another person is all I'm saying. I think that we probably should say a prayer for him, because I do believe that there's something potentially going on, and if I am hitting, if what I'm saying pisses him off or anybody off, it's not coming from a bad place, I promise. That's all. I don't think Cinder's a bad guy. I think Cinder is hurt and he's going through something. But with that being said, the things that were said to those women tonight was just not, that was awful. And the R word, come on, stop saying that word. Having a child who's on the spectrum, just that word pulls a nerve with me. It pulls a nerve with me. It really does. Yeah, I agree with that. He doesn't have to do the bad. Yeah, I agree. I agree. And I mean, I think probably most of you guys are on the same page with me too. Like, we don't like that. We don't like the R word. And I'm noticing a lot of people are running with that. They're starting to use that word a lot lately. Why are we bringing that back? Anita reset. I like that. Anita reset. Everyone goes through stuff. Hell yeah, they do. There's not one person on this platform who's not going through something. We all do. 1,000%. But yeah, that's where I'm at with it. I just wanted to go ahead and comment on it because I know that, it's somebody's going to come in here and bring it up. So I'm going to go ahead and break the ice and comment on it myself and say, that's it. That's all. That's where I'm at with it. I will not be going after anybody, and I'm not going to take part, but I'm also not okay with the things that were said to Jones in the night. Oh man, what really broke my heart too, Tiny D. I know she was just trying. She was really trying. She tried so hard and she was being so respectful. And so Tiny D, if you hear this, I'm really sorry. I think your voice is beautiful and I think you have a beautiful accent. Yes, tonight, just the RN. Britt didn't. Yeah, he did. His dad did just pass away recently, Michelle. And maybe that's what it is. I don't know. No, it's not my fight, Jiggy. Listen, Linda. Listen, Linda. I'm going to say it here and I'm going to say it right now. I got enough on my ass. Yes, this isn't my battle. Y'all can have it. I got enough battles. I'm over here trying to smut out my own fires. So absolutely this ain't my fight. My name's Bennett. I ain't in it. But I just want to say not everybody's against you, not everybody's against you. And it's just too much. It's just too much, bro. That's all. That's all. Simmer down. Simmer down now. Oh, and I love Shady. I do, and I think Emmy is a great person. I know that ain't gonna sit well with some people, but that's it. That's all. That's where I'm at, and I'm leaving it at that. So, my name's Bennett. I ain't in it. But what was said to and about those women tonight, I can't jive with. Just like what was said about my PJ. Same thing. I can't. Come on. Hey, Lolly. Good to see you, Lollipop. All right, that's it. That's all. Let me drop the link for reality. That's all I got to say. Oh, and one more thing. One more thing. Bro, what's wrong with the Southern accents? What? What's wrong with the Southern accent? I don't sound like a damn banjo when I start talking. Come on. I thoroughly cannot. Nothing wrong with Southern accents. Hey, just Nicole, how are you? All right, guys, y'all ready for some true crime talk? I don't know about y'all, but I want out of this damn community. Can we go find the real true crime community? Because this ain't it. This is like a wannabe rendition of one. This isn't the real jam. This is like a spoof version. This is a not a secret. Not, got a secret? Can you keep it? Thank you. I feel like this is, what do you call that? Where a cover. This is like a janky ass cover of true crime. I want the real one. Can we go find another community? It's time. We need to like appeal to a new audience, you guys. Jiggy says, I'm as country as Brit. Jiggy, me too, girl. Like, what? I don't know. I can't with that. Hating on the Southern accents. When I worked at Shoney's in Gatlinburg, everyone thought I was from another country. Laughing. Oh, that's funny, Jamie. Where are you from, Jamie? If you want to say. Got a secret said I don't have a Southern accent. Sorry. Hey, got a secret. I can force change my accent. Girl, yeah. Lolly, come on now. Come on, girl. You know damn well. There you are. Can you hear me?
I'm here.
It was out. Like if you were trying to talk before now, it wasn't working.
Hi, everybody.
Hey, reality.
Hey, dear.
All right, Garden Hoe. Okay, Garden Hoe, I see you. Garden Hoe says, it was the final straw for me. I've weeded out many creators and now Center is added to the list. He's up there with E.T. in my opinion. Sorry if that offends anyone, but what's right is right. No, I'm not offended at all, love. You absolutely are entitled to your opinion and, to your beliefs. Lolly, you know damn good and well that you going if I go. Right? Lolly, we got to go get away from these hating ass nutbags and go find us another spot to perch. It's time.
I'm back.
Oh, Anita Reset said same for her. Oh, you're done too, Anita? Ooh. I think a lot of people are, unfortunately. I really do. Look, PJ said she's not offended. Luminous said 100, 100, 100.
Not offended for what?
That person said they're done. Which is a lot of, to be honest with you, you're probably going to see a lot of people with the same sentiments in my chat because a lot of people here have been done from the first time. So many of you guys didn't go back. So
I'm not gonna go back. I'm not gonna. Hell no. I'm not gonna be treated like that.
well, and here's the thing too, like I
have respect for myself.
when it comes to it's a little, I mean, come on, I'm not saying that guys can't be in this community. Obviously you can. Right? I mean, you're more than no. Okay. You're more than welcome. Sexism. But when a man is in the community and he's weight shaming, mocking people's, calling people, the R word and shit, that's not going to be received well. It's just not.
No, you don't talk to women like that. Period.
No, he just kept calling everybody a fat R word, and I'm like,
he said, "See you next Tuesday."
Why?
And the P word. Oh, he said other words too.
Yeah, it was gnarly. It was really gnarly. So, yeah, it was very gnarly, and it's just not going to be received well. That is all. This is chaos disguised as true crime, and I'm as country as cornbread and beans. Me too, girl.
I like cornbread and beans.
And something I noticed is, damn, we got a lot of Southerners here, and I mean, I'm
Right.
okay with that.
Right, but he's insulting. That's insulting.
I heard he is a former military. Yes, Josie, he is.
Mm-hmm.
Lolly says, I'm as Southern as orange dreamsicle moonshine and orange juices I've been sipping on.
Mm.
I love me some orange juice. I had almost a whole container of it yesterday. Now I'm sipping on orangeade, and it is delicious.
Mm.
Y'all, my mootsiest, oh my Lord, that baby. Why is she so big? Reality, I put her in her little bouncy,
Uh-huh.
the one that looks like a spaceship. And
Is she in heaven?
I
Is she
almost
loving
cried.
it? She loving it?
No, well, she likes it, but I almost cried because, oh my God, she's like twice the size she was when she was first born.
They grow so fast. Don't you remember? It's
Yeah, I forgot
like a
how
blink of
fast.
an eye.
I'm not ready for that. I'm gonna need her to stay small.
It's not gonna happen.
And then she looked at me today, and her little bottom lip poked out, and then she just, how they print.
Yeah.
That breaks my soul. Oh my God.
Yeah.
They stick that little
Ryan.
bottom lip out and it starts quivering, and then you just want to cry.
Yeah. That always got me too.
Oh,
Ryan's from Georgia, huh?
wait a minute. Hold on a minute. Wait a minute.
Wow.
What? Ryan, you mean to tell me you currently reside in North Carolina and you're from Georgia?
He's as southern as a Georgia peach.
That's weird. Same as me, huh? Are you from Atlanta? Are you
Georgia,
close to
Georgia's got the best peaches ever.
Georgia? I love Georgia.
Oh, there's a lot of songs that have Georgia in it.
Jiggy, you're from Georgia? What part of Georgia are you from, Jiggy?
I'm sure Luminous, but I'm not gonna. No, I'm not giving that a time of day. I have respect for myself.
Josie said, nope, I'm a damn Yankee. Lolly says, Texas all the way here. Wally, you're
That's
from
southern.
Texas?
That's southern. Texas is southern.
That's true, Luminous. That's true. I don't know, y'all. I'm just different because of my experiences and the things that I've been through on this platform. I think that's why I'm so gracious, and you know what I mean? I'm not saying that I want to be besties with Sin or anything like that, but I do feel a little bad. I ain't gonna lie, because I know what it's like to have a bunch of people coming at you at one time. It's overwhelming.
But he was bringing it on by talking all that smack. That's so rude.
Yeah, and that was
There's a
exactly
way to
why.
approach it. You be respectful. You have a conversation.
I 100% agree, and that's where I start feeling bad for Tiny D, because she did go on that panel, and you can say what you want to say. She tried her best, and she tried her best to be as respectful as she possibly could. And the way that he treated her was just not right at all.
The things he was saying about a lot of them that went up there were just out of my
No.
mouth open,
And
like, what the, huh?
right. And Sinner, if you want to be mad at me, if you hear this, I'm sorry. I mean it.
He's gonna be mad at all of us anyway. Doesn't matter,
Right. But I mean, the way you treated her was just not, I mean, that was foul. It was. And mocking her. I mean, and then the things that he said to Jones and too was and Nunya just sitting there calling him fat. Like, come on, man, that's you go for
And
the
that
throat.
hypnotic drifter, he was not nice to either.
Yeah, and
And
freaking,
Grandma Sherry, I was floored with Grandma Sherry.
he went off on Grandma Sherry. I'm glad I didn't see that one. Grandma Sherry, sweet as apple pie. Like, what in the
He
world?
sure did. He
See,
sure
that's how I'm
did.
telling y'all something's going on. Something's going on with him because he's going off on everybody, and it should. Hey, stay
Josie,
humble.
I stay humble. Josie Wales, I know where that's at. My bestie's mom and dad lived there.
Where? Let me see.
Corpus Cove, Texas, which is by Fort Hood.
Eastern North Carolina, but I'm from Columbus, Fort Benning area. Okay.
Yes, I know where that area is, right? Yeah.
My dad used to do work at Fort Benning. He did a whole lot of work out there. Jamie says, Brittany, I told you where I'm from. Jamie, it's been a hot minute. I don't remember, love.
Just Nicole, it happened over on his.
My cousin Charlie. Sounds like he's fighting some demons. Yeah, see, that's what I'm saying,
It
y'all.
does. I have to agree with that because I know he just
Yes.
lost his father, and I'm sorry for that.
Yes.
My
Yes.
condolences for that.
Mm-hmm. That's what I'm saying, y'all. We could all afford to give a little grace to anybody, and I'm not just talking about sinner. We could all afford to give grace to people, because this community is so diabolical. It's high. It's this community is rough on people. You know what I'm saying? Like, this community is so cutthroat. People just, they're bloodthirsty here. They want more and more and more and more and more.
Right,
It's never enough.
He had mentioned that he had motive on the fact that he was taking, who down. And then all of a sudden it got a kink and all of that, meaning 2 women, 3. I'll have to add the 3rd one in there, which she really shouldn't be in there. But he mentioned that. He mentioned that's what had happened.
Wait a minute. Motive to take Buzzy down, and he got caught up in the midst.
With the like a love triangle type of thing.
Well, that comes with the territory. When you do drama,
expect it to come to you.
Yes, you're gonna come out. I mean, that is honestly live by the sword, die by the sword kind of thing. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, Soup did upset him. Well, she went up there and said, dude, just like he says, dude. I think she was insulting him.
What branch was he in?
No,
Josie, honestly,
No, Luminous, we don't. I definitely don't.
No. Earlier, we lost power this evening from 8 to about 11:20 p.m. tonight. Ryan, tree fell on power lines. How did that happen, Ryan? Are y'all okay?
There's a lot of areas having bad weather, so I'm sending out prayers for that.
What's up, Saint Benny? I think he was rude from what I heard. It's not right for a man to call a woman rude names.
It's not.
Spooky Sarah. Hey, boo.
Hi, Spooky.
Michelle says, how can we get the community of true crime back, Brittany? Girl, we are getting there. We're working on that now. We are working on that now.
I'm so tired of the drama.
Me too. Spooky Sarah says, hi, Brit in reality. Watching a movie right now. but wanted to stop by and leave a thumbs up. If you're still on, when it's over, I'll pop back in. Girl, what you watching? You know I'm nosy. What you watching? What Spooky's here. What's so good that you gotta watch that over us? I'm just kidding. No, but really I do want to know what you're watching.
I watch the Hallmark Channel when I want
I
to.
love the Hallmark Channel.
When I want to watch the romantic ones.
Yeah. Brett, does living on the south side of the city count as being a southern boy? I don't think so, DJ. No. No.
Absolutely, Jiggy. You're absolutely correct. You're
But
not allowed to have an opinion.
when you share your opinion on here, I always expect the ones who don't agree to make sure you know it. And they do, Jiggy.
Mhm. That's a fact.
Uh DJ, when you said that, it made me think about that song Southside. I don't know if y'all remember it from back in the early 2000s by Lloyd and Ashanti. Oh my God, that's such an old song.
What's TV, April? We don't have TV anymore. At least I don't. We have internet. We have the internet TV stuff.
Spooky Sarah says, "Girl, I watch a new horror movie almost every day. Tonight it's quote You're Next, and it's brutal." You heard of that one, Craig? Craig likes the horror movies. You're Next. She says it's brutal. You ain't heard that one.
That's the whole month of October for me is horror movies.
What do y'all think about that movie, Megan? I haven't got to see one. I think they've come out with another one since, and I haven't got to see the first one. You know, she's that doll that comes to life and she unalives people. Shoes in Texas, great song. Lolly. Like I said, have y'all heard the song Shoes in Texas? It's a great song. Luminous says, just Nicole.
No, they don't love themselves. That's absolutely correct. When you love yourself, you don't let people talk to you like that.
They don't love themselves. No.
You have to learn that, or you need to go to therapy to learn to love yourself.
You got to learn.
Do it on your own.
In order to love people,
Mm-hmm.
you have to love yourself.
Absolutely.
Dub Deuce. What is up, Dub Deuce? Where have you been?
Oh, wow. It's been a while.
Yes. It has been quite a while, Dub.
Truth and transparency has a lot on the Idaho 4, we know.
You know what? I need to hit Lana up. I really do. I need to get, I was just talking to Boston a while ago. I need to get with Boston and get a hold of it. And a good, I would say, an hour-long conversation with Lana about her Idaho stuff, because
give it to you all.
I'm so out of the loop. Like, I'm catching up. Craig and I were talking about it before I went live, and I was trying to explain to him why I think Koberger may or may not be innocent.
Or is innocent?
I think he's innocent. Craig thinks, tell me if I'm right. Don't you think that at the bare minimum somebody else helped him? That's where you're at with it. You've always said that too. Craig said that from the beginning, that was a 2-person crime.
Yeah, the new information that's come out, Jiggy, is mind-blowing. I have to say that.
What is it?
You don't know? There's in-depth, from the coroner, all the information about their injuries and stuff in detail.
Oh, snap.
Yeah, I was watching some of it and I was like, whoa. Oh,
is that in Discord? Because if that's in Discord, I can pull that up.
No, that doesn't sound like one person did that all by themselves. Oh, no way.
Oh, okay. So let me do this real quick. If you guys don't mind, take a second, click that thumbs up. If you want to become a member, it's greatly appreciated. supports the channel. It keeps us going. Hang on. Hey, Gina. We do have a goal. I couldn't remember if we had a goal, even though I did make one. If you want to support the goal, we do have a goal. If for any, it doesn't matter what amount. We get 10 super chats to meet our tonight's goal, and then also clicking that thumbs up. We got that's a big thing too. Like if we can get our thumbs up, more of our thumbs up on each stream, that will help us tremendously too. And y'all, that's free. That don't cost a dime.
Right.
Just a split second. Go click it. The more we get, the more. Those girls were selling feet pics too. Who was Dub Deuce?
Yeah, there was a lot of. They were talking about some of that stuff before all of the trial happened. Gina needs prayers, sweetheart. Sent you a message.
Oh no, Gina. Okay. Are you okay?
Yeah, I remember Jack and Lily. I honestly think they were sold.
See, I don't know about that one. I don't know enough.
We all have our right to our opinions. So.
What are you talking about, Muddy Paws? How do we not know the case? How in the hell do we not know Idaho? I've only talked about that.
We know Idaho. Believe me, I have a freaking big ass binder over there of nothing but Idaho. Don't tell me I don't know about Idaho. Get out of here, Muddy Paws. Kick rocks.
I mean, my Lord.
That's when I started really following Britt, was when she was talking about Idaho 4. I was over there.
Right?
Quentin Simon.
Oh, Quentin Simon.
Mm-hmm.
Boy, that was another heartbreaking one.
Thank you, Lolly.
Thank you, Lolly. Yeah. So Lolly says tomorrow. Yes, Sparkleberry. I just got your email. I'll send it to you. Lolly says, I'm going to talk about Christina for Mellow. Wait a minute. Ho. What time are you talking? That's the chick that slept with her student, right? And she was writing him notes.
Yeah,
I'm not even kidding, y'all. This bitch.
Didn't she have a child with him?
No, but
not that one.
He was trying to get out a couple times, and he got he had a thing with a girl his age, her student, right? He was 16 at the time. Come to find out, the cops traced her back as far as 15, I think, or 14. That's when she started having
fantasies, or
I want to say no, it was I want to say it was 15 was when they started talking and passing letters to each other and stuff. And she had actually sent him a note talking about she was going to leave her husband.
What?
Whose family?
Oh my goodness.
Herself in the shower. Yes, and did you see Lolly I could girl, I'm going to have to be, you got to tell me what time that one is so I can be there, cuz she freaking told her boyfriend, her teenage boyfriend, her student, that she was going to leave her husband and take all of his family's money, right? And that her and the kid was going to go on a vacation, and
Ooh, I'm gonna have to go over there, Lolly. I want to see this one.
Oh, it was just so gross. And then she's arrested. And guess what? Boo Thing, her husband over here, stays with her and like goes to court with her and all that, even
Oh
after
my
like
goodness.
he stood by her. And then she
Ooh,
acts like she's shocked that she's being arrested and she don't know why. Like, um,
wow.
and when they find her like in the notebook of her phone, like notebook section, that's where that's where she wrote him like this long note. Y'all, this woman is a teacher now, and she's telling him all about himself and how she's such a fool that he went back to his girlfriend. Like she's jealous of him, you know. She claims he cheated on her and they're having an affair and he's her student. The chick is definitely I'm not gonna like
Mm.
go all into that because this is Lolly's covering it tomorrow. But if you have some time, go over to Lolly's and don't miss this. You don't want to miss it. It's extremely interesting and gross at the same time.
Mm.
And it absolutely shines light into true narcissism. And I know that we like overly use that word a lot, but Christina Formello is 100% a narcissist, and she's sick in the head. Okay, PJ just dropped Lolly's link. If you have not subbed up, Lolly's dropping her link. She'll go live tomorrow, and yeah, check it out, y'all.
No, she's not gonna get out. Just Nicole.
Who?
Letitia.
No,
Letitia.
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 Oh, Letitia ain't going nowhere. Just like that old stinking Adam Montgomery. He ain't going nowhere either. I don't know what's with the courts overturning all these stupid ass
And
cases that
Leilani either.
did her case get overturned?
I know she's trying to appeal it.
Oh God, our luck, she'll get an overturning or it'll be overturned as well. See, I just don't understand why the court's wasting their time with this when Montgomery's in there for 30 years regardless.
Right, it's embarrassing though. Why?
Yeah.
Why are they allowing it?
I don't know.
So there's no competence in our court system whatsoever. Yeah, same with Murdoch.
Oh God, yeah, he got overturned too, didn't he?
Mm-hmm.
Jeez.
Incompetence of the court system.
Yep. Absolutely. Well, to be fair with the whole Murdoch thing, they kind of gave that one away because
wasn't it something with the juror or
yeah.
Was it with the juror? Yeah.
All right, let's see. That juror, right? Lolly? Oh my God. Okay, no, Justine, no fucking way. Nope. Lolly, go ahead and block her, honey. You can block her. You don't even got to ask me or worry about getting permission. Justine, don't come over here messing with Lolly. You're not welcome in my chat either.
Oh my
You've been
God.
nothing but a thorn. Come on now. He gets a retrial. We are not too happy about it in SC. Wait a minute, Lee, hold up, swolled up. You're in SC? I didn't know that you're in South Carolina. Are you in the Low Country? You don't got to tell me, but very interesting. I didn't know that. There you go, Lolly. You do what you need to do, girl. All right. So I want to start. Where should we start?
Mm.
Should we start with how many of you, let's do a poll real quick. That's where we're gonna start. Hold on. I'm
Mhm.
gonna poll you guys. We're gonna poll you and we're gonna find out how many believe that. Hold on a second.
How many know the case to begin with, to be honest? It's a good
I don't
question.
want that if you know the case. Put it hold on. Hold on. A minute. There we go. Okay. All
Hi,
right. We're
Katie.
about to find out how many of you think Koberger is guilty. That's what I want to know.
Hi, Shirley. Good to see you. Hi, Sparkle. Sparkleberry. Hello. Hi, Laura. Uh-oh, here comes Purple People Eater.
All right, give me a second. Hold on, y'all. We're going to poll. Oh, no, I'm not reading
And that's
that.
not even my name, so I don't even know what the hell you're coming over here thinking you know who the
Oh,
hell
my
I am.
God.
You don't
No,
know
they
who the
didn't.
hell I am. You can go kick rock.
Are they coming at you, reality?
Just saying all kinds of stupid bull crap. They don't know
Way
shit.
church. Hold on. Wait a minute.
Never have.
Let me see. All right. You said for $10, I can say anything. What kind of DNA was found in this case? Who tested it and who did the IgG? What was it excluded from
I'm ignoring
the
it.
case? Was it geofencing? All right. Why do you got to even comment reality, Purple People Eater? Why? They didn't find any DNA, not as far as on Koberger. And that's why I'm struggling to
Touch DNA, as a matter of fact,
oh, well, that, yeah, they found that with the actual
on the
crimes,
button.
the actual murder weapon. But what I'm talking about is actual DNA evidence. There was none in his vehicle. There was none at his house. At all. And even with the touch DNA, I got to be honest with you, that doesn't really make me feel like they've got a slam dunk there either. Do you know that touch DNA can be transferred from person to person?
Mm-hmm.
So if I go to Walmart, right, and I pick up a box of cereal that I'm interested in, and I put that box of cereal back down, and there's, some of my skin cells or whatever, came from me and was left on the box, or say, however it happens. And then reality goes into Walmart and she picks up that same box of cereal. And then at that point, my DNA is on her clothes or her hand. It can be transferred. She said she had it all in her notebook. They found it on the murder weapon. Do you know what the
It was a
DNA
single source, is what they said.
needs to
Yes,
be provided as the
but
IDV
still,
work?
it's touch DNA. So just
Single
like Britt
source.
was
Yeah.
explaining, just like she was explaining, touch DNA could be transferred.
Yeah, it could be transferred. Right. So, okay, here's an example. They found the knife sheath, right? They never found the knife. This is just a possibility, and this is where reasonable doubt comes in, okay? What if Koberger allowed someone else to borrow his knife? I mean, is that out of the realm of possibilities? Cops say, law enforcement said that they've got Koberger in the area. Like he's went to that area, I think 12, 13 times, I think. Correct me if I'm wrong. What this is just me creating reasonable doubt. What if he was going to that area to buy some substances? He used to have a drug problem, you know? They said that it was always at night when he went. It was always at night. What if he was going to get his fix? I mean, it's possible. What if there was a somebody in that neighborhood he's talking to?
Why wasn't there any more fingerprints all over the over it? Huh?
Right.
Why is it just on a button?
Yeah, why is there no other like
Your other fingers
fingerprint?
are going to be on it. You can't sit there and tell me you're going to pop it off with just nuh-uh. It doesn't work that way. Sorry.
That's true.
Those buttons are hard to pop off.
And purple people ear, even though you don't like me, I still say thank you for the $9 or the $10. I appreciate that very much. Let me give purple people eater a thank you for the super chat. And listen, I'm not going to sit here and pretend like I'm educated in DNA evidence because I'm not by any means, and I'm not trying to be. Actually, if anything, you're reminding me of I do need to educate myself in that a little more to understand. Let me see. All right. Otto. Now I know Otto's probably screaming at me right now. Brittany, I told you. Read those damn documents and you'll feel different. I know you probably are screaming at me. He was at their house 22 times prior to stalk and watch them. You need to read the case report. I told y'all she was telling me to read it. They have him on camera. He was taught what to do to cover up a crime. Oh, wow. Whisperer DNA says, right, it is hard to pop off, which makes it perfect for capturing DNA. Okay. Brett, don't let these people make you feel like you don't know your stuff. I love hearing your theories. Oh, thank you. I appreciate that, just Nicole. Then stop blocking when trying to educate. I'm not blocking anybody. As long as you're respectful, I don't care if you stay. We should all be able to have an adult conversation and treat each other respectfully. Please. I agree with that. Otto says, and it's not touch DNA. It's a single source DNA. Okay. A single source DNA. All right, let me look that up real quick. Let us get a clear definition. Hold on. And then we're going to pull up photos and stuff. Does anybody want to come up? I can hold on 1 minute. We're going to go to hold on. I'm sorry. Y'all give me just a minute. Define touch. No, single source. DNA. Okay. Let me share this so nobody will think I'm all right. Hold on. Share screen. All right. Okay. Single source DNA refers to a genetic sample or profile that originates from exactly one individual contributor. In forensic science, it stands in contrast to a DNA mixture, which contains genetic material from two or more people, such as a victim and a suspect. All right, let's see. Contrast the DNA mixture, which contains genetic material from two or more people. Predictable patterns. Because it comes from one person, a single source DNA profile will display a maximum of two, I don't know how you say that, genetic variations per genetic marker. Clean interpretations. Forensic analysts do not need to deconvolve, separate. Damn, I didn't know that was a word for separate. Deconvolve. That's another word for separate. The data, making it much easier and highly reliable to calculate statistical matches and probabilities. These profiles all right, let me see. Making it much easier and highly reliable to calculate statistical matches and probabilities. These profiles are typically generated from a reference sample, like a cheek swab from a suspect or victim. All right, let me see. Okay, suspect or victim or a pristine piece of crime scene evidence like a bloodstain or a cigarette butt touched exclusively by one. I mean, okay. wait a minute, convolute. You make me feel stupid. Deconvolute. Did I pronounce it wrong? I've never heard that word before. Ivy League says, so therefore the DNA was BK's and BK's alone. He didn't touch something and then the real unaliver come behind him and touch the same thing before transferring it to the she. Okay, got a secret. Britt, you should show and watch the Gonsalves interview with Chris M. They made a new foundation to help victims' families. The DNA on the sheath also was. Okay. All right. Got a secret. I can't pull the okay, thank you, Whisper. I can't pull the it's science. Yeah, I'm definitely I actually did well in science, but not when it comes to like forensic science and stuff like that. I'm sure that's a little more above my head. Britt, you should show and watch it. Okay, I will watch the Gonsalves interview. We'll pull that up. Let me see what he touched the sheath. He bought the knife and sheath. Yeah, so I've got to come in the chat and grab it. Hold on. Give me a second. You grab it from Got a Secret. We'll grab the link. Her name's The Nikki Narrative. Got a Secret. You know what? Got a Secret. I did see her. I have. Yeah, I've seen her. Okay. So hold on, y'all. Hold on. Damn it.
You finding it, Britt? I think she's looking for it, guys.
Can you guys hear me? Sorry about that. Shoot.
Here you
All
now.
right. Hold on. Let me see. Got a secret. Can you wait a minute? Let me see if I still got it. Let me drop the link. Which video is it? Got a secret? Is it Idaho videos are made? Wait a minute. Which particular video are you saying I should play of this Nikki narrative?
Did you say something about the phone call?
Hang on. I'm going to drop the link to myself. I feel I've seen her from somewhere. Holy shit, y'all. Off topic. Listen to this. It just popped up. Say hello to direct messaging on YouTube.
Yep.
Now you can send and reply to videos without leaving the app. People who open your links can see and message your channel. Wow.
Yeah,
How cool is
Mandy
that?
Mandy has a breakdown of all that. She has a post on it.
Okay. Look at
Yeah.
Mandy doing the most. You go, girl. All right. All right. I'm sorry, you guys, for the delay. If you just give me just a second, we're going to pull this video up. I'm just sending it to myself. I don't remember where I seen this girl, but somebody else was referencing her. Luminous you saw that yesterday. I personally think that he should have never been offered. You know what I think? Here's what I think. I think that he should, if pleading guilty, the judge should have made him give the family some answers, right? Why did you do what you did? What was your reason? What was your connection with these kids? Why did you choose these kids? Was it random? You know, was there a motive behind it? Why was Kaylee's injury so much
Severe.
worse than anybody else's?
Yeah.
Because if you ask me, I mean, if that doesn't point to Kaylee being the target, I don't know what else would. The judge even said he would lie, but Otto, it would be something. It would be something more than what we got. And how does the judge know that? Like, I just don't think it's fair that the judge makes that call. Because you think he would lie, he shouldn't be made to say something. Hey, Ben. How are you?
Wow, Ben. It's been a
Where
while.
you been at, Ben George?
Been a
What's up,
while,
Ben George?
It's good
Been
to
a
see
long
you.
while. Good to see you, buddy. Ashlyn says, I always thought Maddie was the target, but I could be wrong. Maddie is a very popular choice when it comes to who people think the target is. Most people think Maddie. I just tagged you in it. Okay, thank you, Jiggy. I appreciate you. Let me see. I got this necklace from the hospital store. I bought Emmy a little elephant that's got like on one ear it's got the name of the hospital, and the other ear it's got special delivery written, and it's got like a pink elephant for a little girl. And then I bought her a blanket with the hospital name on it, so when she gets older I can give her those two things. And there was a necklace there that says mama, not mom, not mommy, mama, like
what we call our moms here. And I
Yeah.
bought it, and I love it, but it's starting to itch. Like, I can only wear fake jewelry for like a day or two at the most, and then I'll start itching.
Yeah, I understand that. Got a
Hate
Secret
it.
says, listen to the third video down
The
from 2
third
days.
video. Okay, let me pull it
2
up.
days
2 days ago.
Mm-hmm.
All right, let me go to because I tagged myself. I mean, not tagged myself. I dropped it in my chat so I can grab it. I hate that I can't pull links from the chat from Discord. If you, yeah, when you guys drop links in the Discord, I mean in the YouTube, I can't pull the links out of the YouTube chat. All right, let me see. One second. Oh,
What the heck
please.
is that? J for A. What's that? What are you putting that in here for?
Wait a minute. What? Hold on.
Yeah, it looks like Justin, and it says question mark S3D times C.
Are you pocket typing, Justin?
Yeah, I think
Maybe he's
so.
watching and he accidentally typed in here.
I don't know,
That's
maybe.
that's real lovely, Justin. Hope you're having a good night.
I just thought it was weird. It was like a math problem. Math equation.
I'll look at this real quick, just real quick. I gotta show this because it's totally kind of on topic, but kind of not on topic. Check this out. Check this out. How cute are they? And my goodness, his hair is so freaking long now. Time just flies. Look, there's Steven and Olivia
Yeah, they're gonna get married on July 4th.
looking like a
Yeah, his hair is growing out for
it's
sure.
so long, isn't it? They're so
Yeah.
cute together. It is nice that something good can come from something so horrible, like these two met because Olivia was doing interviews about the case. So, and what they've been together for some time now, right?
Yeah. A few years, couple years.
So that's cool. I can't believe how long his hair is. He's a big mix between
Them both, yeah.
Steve and Christy, right? He looks like both of them.
Mm-hmm.
Is he the oldest out of all of the kids, or is Olivia?
I thought it was Olivia.
I think it's Olivia too.
And then Steven, and then the others.
All right, let me pull this up. Well, congratulations to Steven and Olivia.
Yes, congratulations.
Next thing you know, she'll be having a baby.
Yeah, they said they want to have quite a few. So I remember in their little interview that they were doing of each other.
You know what I would ask Chris and Christy if I could?
Uh-huh.
And if anybody's got this answer, please let me know. I'm just nosy as hell, okay? It's not even about the homicide or anything. Okay, I would ask them, and this has drove me nuts from the beginning. How come you have, out of all their kids, right? all the girls are A's. Olivia is her name's spelled with an A, and then you have Aubrey and Autumn.
Uh-huh.
Kaylee's the only one, and she's in the middle. She's the middle child,
Mm-hmm.
and she's a K. Kaylee's got her name starts with a K, but all the other girls, and it's like if Kaylee was the youngest, I could understand, like, well,
Yeah.
she
Yeah.
was the last one, but you literally have Olivia,
Mm-hmm.
Steven, then Kaylee, and then you decide to continue with the A trend after
Mm.
Kaylee?
Mm-hmm.
I'm confused. Like, what made her skip out on Kaylee and name her with a K and the others with an A? That I know that's so insignificant. Oh, she did explain it
Um,
because
for
Kaylee is a
Christy.
K like
Chris.
Christy.
For Christy.
Oh, so Christy wanted at least one with a K like her? Okay.
Christy.
Well, how sweet is that? Just one single child with okay.
Ben, you
Gotcha.
can marry.
Wait a minute. What's going on, Ben?
Ben said he's getting married next week.
You, wait a minute. Ben, you get married? You really get married?
No, he's not. He was joking.
I was like, damn, Ben, you've been holding out on us. You didn't tell us anything.
That's why he was gone so long, huh?
Right? All right. Let me see. Knowing Ben, he'd pop up and be like, all right, y'all, I tied the knot 6 months ago. We're like, well, who's the lucky lady? We didn't even get to know.
Yeah.
All right, let me pull this up.
DJ, you sleep well if that's the case.
All right, let me see. So, Got a Secret said the video from yesterday.
Third one down. No, 2 days ago.
Okay, so that would be. Hold on a minute. You're going to have to show me. Is it the purple one?
Is it the purple one? Got a secret?
Hold on, Got a Secret. Damn it. That's the wrong thing. Sorry, y'all.
Hi, Ashlyn. Good to see you.
I got my intro stuck in my head.
You're welcome,
Allegedly
DJ.
with Brittany James. Allegedly with Brittany James. Okay. Hold on, y'all. All right.
Kick rocks. I'm not gonna put up with trolls. Bye.
Oh, this chick is sus of. Oh boy, don't get me in trouble now, y'all. Listen, I'm listening now. This girl has some opinions of her own. Okay, it's not me. I'm thinking that she's sussy sus.
They were found brutally unalived in.
Sounds like she might be a little sus of the roommates. I don't know. Every time I ever mention anything about the roommates, I get my booty crawled. So I'm just saying, don't come for me.
These are her opinions.
These
We're
are
just
her
listening to
opinions.
her.
For sure. But with that being said, we go into Got a Secret. I'm going to need you to show me, girl, which video. All right, Got a Secret. Is it the purple Idaho 4 new release again? Is that the one? Hold on a second. Jiggy says, and I haven't said or disagreed with anything.
y'all have spoken, but we would love for you to help us be up to date and why we was discussing it. Oh, is she nomad? All right. Well, I mean, look, everybody's entitled to their opinion. And just because I play a video does not mean that I subscribe to the person's opinion. I don't know what this girl's about to say, but we can listen to it and have the conversation regardless. Oh no.
The brands you love are here at Ulta Beauty. With Google Play
Come on, Ed.
games, you can play
Sorry,
unlocked. Unlock rewards with Google Play points. So the more you...
There was a new document released regarding the Idaho 4 case. The Idaho 4 case is about 4 college students, Ethan, Xana, Maddie, and Kaylee. They were found brutally unalived in their off-campus home. Week by week, month by month, year by year, new information regarding the Idaho 4 case comes out. Sometimes it's new interviews, sometimes it's new Ring camera footage you can go listen to or watch, or both. Sometimes it's new a new book from a former FBI agent. Sometimes it's interviews from forensic experts and doctors who personally worked on the case. Whatever the case may be, new information just slowly comes out. The Idaho 4 case continues to capture the world's attention for so many reasons. Recently, with this new document drop that came out, it gave us the full autopsy reports for all 4 of them. It also gave transcripts. There was so much information that has recently come out. I think something that people were holding on to with this case was hope. And here's the thing. Many of us know how much they suffered and how many stab wounds there were and so forth. I don't think it's okay, or I don't think it's a bad thing to hold on to hope, but we can't be naive. So I think there were many people holding on to hope that maybe this was quick and they didn't suffer. That is not the case. This was not quick, and all 4 of them suffered terribly. Once again, many of us already knew that, and we didn't need these full autopsy reports to give details of every stab wound and how deep it was and so forth, but that's the case. That's what you're going to get. But unfortunately, if you had hope left that it was quick, it's gone.
You
They all suffered
motherfucker.
terribly. Within the documents that were released, it had Dr. Singh, S-I-N-G-H. I apologize for not pronouncing that correctly. He is the chief medical examiner and a forensic
I know you see that
pathologist.
trail.
He was the one who performed the examination on all 4 of them. It is within that document where it discusses that all 4 of them endured a high degree of pain or suffering prior to their deaths as a result of the injuries inflicted. The first thing that I'm going to play for you guys is a very quick part of Dr. Turvey's interview that he did with the custody queens and Ron. This was such an important interview. I highly encourage you to go watch the full interview on their YT, again, with the custody queens and Ron. Again, Dr. Turvey, forensic expert, criminologist, I do believe author as well, but he personally worked on the Idaho 4 case. He will say that Brian Koberger is legally guilty, factually innocent. He says so much more. He'll talk about the knife sheath. He'll talk about the car not matching Brian. Everything you really need to hear is within that interview. It is so important. But one thing from this interview that I'm going to focus on right now is Dr. Turvey talking about Xana. So let's hear what he has to say.
Well, by the way, I don't want to be glib about this. She put up a fight. She fought like I've never seen anybody fight. She fought like crazy. It was tragic.
Next thing that we're going to quick listen to is part of Dylan Mortenson's interview on 11/17. Keep in mind, this is just days after her.
Okay, I listen. I have no intentions of going through the autopsy reports at all, because there's just not any reason to talk about how bad their injuries were. I think we all get it. I think there's a way that we can talk about this case
without going into graphic detail about the injuries that each one of them sustained. You know what I mean? No, I don't want to be talking about that and then one of the loved ones stumble across my channel and hear that crap over again. No, but I do want to talk about details of that night. And I got to be honest with you, what she's mentioning right now, what she's bringing up right now has always been a question for me. It's not me questioning the roommates. It's just me trying to understand. That's probably like the fourth person that I've heard within this case who said that Xana's put up a fight. And I mean, the medical examiner said she fought like hell. I agree. Well, Psycho, I got to tell you, not only, in my opinion, do the injuries not line up with the state's narrative, the crime scene photos don't either. And I told Craig that. And I mean, that's probably going to piss some of you off that do, believe that everything that the state's put out is true. The crime scene photos and head injuries, there's nothing that bleeds worse than head trauma. I'm not trying to trigger warning, but when you think of the extent of Kaylee's injuries and that bed, it doesn't make sense to me. I mean, Otto Jiggy is going to do some checking on ChatGPT with some prompts. I gave her to help. Was there evidence 2 different weapons were used? April, the Gonsalves said that. That's where I've heard that from, is the Gonsalves family. They are the ones who said that there were 2 different weapons. They said that there was a second weapon used against Kaylee. Now, some argue that that second weapon could be the butt of the K-bar knife. Some say that, it could be a completely different instrument that they're just not sure what it is. It's not really 2 weapons. Otto nailed it. It was the blade. And so some people say that it's the butt of the K-bar. So, okay, it could be. I mean, I've heard that was used. I'm just thinking like the amount of force that it would take to cause damage that we've heard Kaylee sustained. The whole time. That butt is pretty damn big, unfortunately. Okay, Whisper. I'm gonna have to look at the knife was bigger than I imagined. All right, I'll pull it up in just a second. Jiggy says, can I ask chat a question? Why are a lot of channels saying a lot of stuff was left out of the reports? That's a good question. All right, hold on. And you know what? I feel like a fool. I started the stream without even giving a synopsis of this case. So just really quickly, for those of you, if you hear Craig, Craig's got people, they're cheating on his game if you hear Craig. Oh my God. On November the 13th, 2022, 4 University of Idaho students were brutally unalived in their off-campus home. Kaylee Gonsalves, Madison Mogan, Xana Kernodle, and Ethan Chapin. Someone, aka Brian Koberger, entered the home at 4 a.m.
And he went upstairs. He brutally stabbed Kaylee and Maddie, and then went downstairs and brutally stabbed Xana and Ethan. There were 2 other roommates in the home who were not injured by the grace of God. Bethany, y'all, I'm drawing a blank. What is Bethany's last name? Lord have mercy. Bethany Funk and Dylan Mortensen were still in the home, and they were the surviving roommates. The students sustained terrible injuries. They all were brutally stabbed multiple times. And we are just talking about the case and the details of it. So if anybody's listening to the replay, I do apologize for not giving a synopsis in the beginning. But Brittany, it's thousands of pages of documents that you all need to read. Idaho, good Lord. And left without leaving a blood trail, doubtful. That's where I struggle too, because with a crime of this magnitude, yeah, it's here. Let's keep going so I can pull up the K-bar. Reality, are you here? Did you fall off? I'll drop the link again. All right, here we go.
Her 4 best friends
Well,
were brutally unalive. So we're just going to listen to what she says about Xana.
No, I thought she was just passed out on the floor. Like, I thought she was just taking a nap. Like, it happens, like, you get too drunk, you just, like the floor feels fun. Like, sometimes when we're all kind of drunk, we're just like, okay, I just want to fall asleep on the floor. Like, it just feels fine, you know?
At no point after you encountered the man,
Yeah.
did you think that there's something about Xana that isn't normal? You never thought?
Yeah, I never thought anything was wrong. Like, I thought she had just, like, fell asleep. I never thought she drank, like, she was unconscious. I didn't even think that at all. I didn't think anything was wrong.
We just heard Dylan Mortensen say, with her own words, she didn't think anything was wrong. Xana was fine, just sleeping on the floor because the floor is fun. Okay. Xana was in a pool of her own blood. Xana was stabbed 67 fucking times. 67 times. Her head, her arms, her entire body, her fucking kneecap.
we don't gotta yell like that, bro. Like, calm down. Seriously. That's another thing I struggle with too. The lot of 67 times. Good God. And I mean, you got to think about the crime scene.
You heard Dr. Turvey say that Xana fought like hell. And you just heard Dylan Mortensen say she didn't think anything was wrong. You never hear Dylan ever say anything about Xana fighting like hell. She opened her bedroom door 4 times. She never heard Xana fighting for her fucking life. She didn't hear her being stabbed 67 times. She thought that looked normal. Her entire fucking body. She was in a pool of her own blood. On the bed next to her was her boyfriend, Ethan, stabbed 17 fucking times. And upstairs, a girl, Kaylee, her face is barely recognizable. Dylan doesn't even know if Kaylee's there, even though in her statements, she hears Kaylee. That's the one going up and down the stairs saying someone's here. Dylan begged Kaylee to come back this weekend. But then when she's giving her statement to Officer Mitch, who's the first officer arriving on scene, she'll ask him if the girls are home. Kaylee, I do believe, was stabbed. I don't have hers right in front of me, but I believe it was around 20 plus times to her face, scalp. plus her body, arms, heart area, so forth. Same with Maddie. Maddie's heart was completely destroyed. Same Dylan Mortensen, who you just heard say with her own words she didn't think anything was wrong with Xana on the floor when she saw her, is the same Dylan Mortensen who originally said she went back to sleep after all of this happened, which is not true. Her phone data proves that. Starting at 3:51 in the morning, Dylan Mortensen added a new contact to her phone, which we know was Brittany F. At that same time, at 3:51 in the morning, Emily A., Creepy Hunter Johnson's girlfriend, not yet Johnson, will Venmo Xana $14. The same Emily who said they went to bed at like 9, 10 o'clock, but now they're magically, all of them are awake. Her, Joe, Sketchy Josie, Lyndon, and Creepy Hunter Johnson are all awake now in their living room starting around 2 o'clock in the morning. And Creepy Hunter Johnson, his own fucking words, not mine, he's going to go lock his door about 3 o'clock in the morning because something fucking feels weird, something feels off. He's never done that before, but he's going to do it this one fucking night. His creepy fucking Chucky bride fucking girlfriend will Venmo Xana $14, the same time that Dylan adds a new contact to her phone, the same time that Molly, the DoorDash driver, is walking around having a hard time finding the King Road house, even though the number's right there, lights on and everything. How many times has Molly even been in that area? Has
She Venmoed Xana $14. That's weird. Around the same time that she got the DoorDash order? That would almost make me think like, dude, because you know how like when kids Brit, check Idaho 4 Discord, I send a chat GPT summary. Okay. When they eat out a lot, like they'll Cash App or Venmo each other's money, like when they go in on food together. She just doesn't have the facts of the case. I don't understand why she's cussing and so angry either. And no one noticed that until later. Not the first officer that way. Yeah, I don't know. There's a lot of weird stuff. All right, let me see what Juki just sent me. Hold on. Yeah, I can't with the yelling and the cussing. I feel like she's mad at us. Like, what the hell did we do? Oh my God. Laura, you gotta stop your shit. Jeez. I cannot. Wait a minute. Jiggy, where'd you send it? Sorry, Luminous. I just cannot. Oh, I got it right here. Thank you, Jiggy. I'm going to read this to you. If by Idaho 4 documents you mean the major court filings and investigative documents in the case involving the unaliving of University of Idaho students Kaylee Gonsalves, Madison Mogan, Xana Kernodle, and Ethan Chapin, here is a concise summary of the most important documents and what they revealed. 1. Probable cause affidavit. This is the document that led to the arrest of Brian Kohberger and remains the most significant public filing. It was a video about the crime scene cleanup, I believe. Whisper says. Okay. All right, let's see. Key points. A surviving roommate reported seeing a masked man dressed in black inside the house during the early morning hours. Investigators identified a white Hyundai Elantra repeatedly near the residence around the time of the homicides. Cell phone records allegedly show Kohberger's phone near the King Road residence multiple times before the murders. His phone appeared inactive or disconnected from the network. Oops, sorry, I lost my spot. His phone appeared inactive or disconnected from the network during the estimated murder window. A knife sheath found at the scene contained DNA that investigators linked to Kohberger. Surveillance and phone data were used to trace moments before and after the killing. Search warrants. Subsequent warrants authorized search of Kohberger's apartment, his office, his vehicle, his family's Pennsylvania home, digital accounts, and and phone records. Investigators sought clothing, knives, electronic devices, DNA evidence, and records. Wait a minute. Investigators sought clothing, knives, electronic devices, DNA evidence, and records that could connect him to the crime. DNA evidence and filings. Wait a minute. Court documents later detailed how investigators linked the knife sheath DNA to Kohberger. Thank you, Jiggy. That's what I'm reading right now, the summary. All right. According to the court filings, DNA from the sheath was matched through forensic testing. Investigators used genetic genealogy and later obtained a direct DNA sample from Kohberger for comparison. Prosecutors argued that the DNA evidence strongly connected him to the sheath recovered beside the victims. Okay. The autopsy documents confirmed all 4 victims died of multiple sharp force injuries, which we know that. Several victims were believed to have been asleep when attacked. Several of them? I thought only one, like Ethan. Xana Kernodle showed evidence of defensive wounds and resistance. Well, I'm confused. I need to stop here for a minute. Let me ask you guys something before we keep going. Several of the victims were asleep. Wasn't it only Ethan that we believed was sleeping? And let me pull this off. Hold on. Hang on. Let me pull this off real quick. So Ethan was passed out. But the rest of them were asleep too. Veiws side eye? I don't think so. I don't think they all were asleep because you got to remember, somebody was up, running up and down the stairs. Somebody was up, running up and down the stairs. We know that because Dylan. We know that Xana was up. She was on TikTok. So I think Maddie. Okay, so yes, I can think I would establish, and let me see if you guys would agree with me. I do believe Xana. Well, let's go with who's asleep. Xana was finishing up DoorDash. It was Xana who went up the stairs when she heard noise. Okay. That's what Dylan heard. That's what the blood evidence shows. Okay. She heard Xana and BK on the stairs. Okay. I just wanted to make sure that we are all on the same page because I do not believe that all of them were asleep at all. As a matter of fact, all right, let's continue. Y'all ready? Let me get a drink in my drink. Hey, Angela Lester. So Angela says, so did Kaylee not say there's someone here? So Angela, here's what we have. We have Kaylee or we have Xana. It's one or the other. Dylan heard Xana and she is the one who saw. Give me a second. Hey guys, I need just a second. My son needs me for just a second. I apologize. Give me 1 minute. So sorry, y'all. Can you guys hear me okay? Let's try to get back into it. Okay. Let me turn this off. All right. Let me see. Let me pull up while we read this. I'm going to pull up a visual. Hold on. Okay. Hold on. Give me a second, y'all. I'm going to go to YouTube. Sorry, guys. Give me a second. Where are we at? Hold on, guys. I'm sorry. Drone footage. Why do y'all think they wanted to tear the house down so much? Like so quickly, I guess. Like, why did they want to get rid of that house so much in such a quick time? Sorry, y'all. Give me a second. Hold on. Wait a minute. Great. How y'all? This is so off topic, but does anybody know? Britt, got a secret, tagged you on Discord. Okay. How old babies are when they start to actually cackle and laugh out loud? I know that's way off topic, but just curious if anybody knows that. Even though like Google is right there in my hand, I could have asked that question. But I'm just curious, does anybody know when babies start to cackle? Okay, Whisper says the school didn't want it there as a reminder because who wants to enroll their kid in a university with house sitting there? It was contributing to a money loss. My pied girl has 3 happy faces. Well, I do remember Ethan's brother. If you guys remember the Netflix, I think it was the Netflix documentary. I do remember Ethan's brother saying that the house was just sitting there like it pissed him off. Like it was just an ugly house sitting there looking, every day when he woke up. That's where the house was, the house was there. And as a constant reminder. Oh, that's cool, Lilith. You're going to a reptile show? So you have snakes. Let me see. All right, I'm just gonna play this. Let it play. Let that play while we continue reading our summary. What the fuck? Because I think that's actually a really cool thing. Britt, yes, he could see it from his room. Yeah. So I mean, I understand. Like that made me kind of look at it a little differently. I'm not gonna lie. Prior to that, I was like, what the hell? Why would they not listen to the families? Because the family said that they wanted to keep the house up until after the trial. Britt, the university bought the house to get rid of it because they didn't want to lose students. Yeah, I could see that. So I think this is a good visual because it shows. Try to go back a little closer to the ground. This shows the side and the back of the house. Because isn't this where they said that they thought Koberger had came in, right? Like when we read the narrative, I'm pretty sure we read
Koberger came out the back door, down the embankment, and around the side of the house. That's the officers who shared their story. Many of them said that that was the first thing they seen, was he was walking. Well, damn it. He was Was I even showing you guys that drone footage, or what the hell? Here, there we go. Let me see. There we go. Come back to you guys. Both sides are so passionate on how they feel about this case. That's why I try to be as respectful as I possibly can, because I do know both sides are passionate. And to be honest with you, I don't even know what my side is at this point, because one minute I think I feel one way, and then I talk to people or I see something and I feel different. So, like, it's not enough for me to like get raging mad about, or fight with somebody, because at the end of the day, all I know is the scenario, something's weird. It doesn't feel right. It never has. And yeah, hold on a second. Okay, got a secret. I got you. I see the video that you tagged me in. Let me finish reading this AI narrative, and then I'll go pull the video up you tagged me in. GSD Mom, it's good to see you. She says, I think that he was involved somehow as well. But I also believe there was many more. He even asked who else had they arrested. Yes. I told Craig that. I think I was telling Craig that tonight. That they sorry, I just got a message that he had asked when he got arrested. He said, was he the only one, or had there been another arrest? Hang on a second. Oh, please. Let's go ahead and read this real quick. Which has always stuck out to me, because I'm like, was that intentional? Is he really that calculated where he asked that on purpose because he knew that would throw the cops off? Or was there really somebody who was working with him? I mean, I don't know. All right, so it says the autopsy documents confirmed all 4 of the victims died from multiple sharp force injuries. All 4. Wait a minute. Xenocronodal showed evidence of defensive wounds and resistance. The injuries were consistent with a large fixed blade knife. Over time, hundreds of pages of motions were filed. Major defense arguments included challenges to DNA collection method. Wait a minute. Challenges to search warrants. Wait a second.
All right. So major defense arguments included challenges to DNA collection methods, challenges to search warrants, challenges to cell phone location evidence. Sorry, challenge to cell phone / location evidence, request to suppress.
What you win, Big Baggy?
Request to suppress evidence and limit certain testimonies. Plea agreement and final outcome. Rather than proceeding to a full, hold on one second, y'all, please.
But blood.
All right. Koberger pleaded guilty in 2025. He received 4 consecutive life sentences without parole. The plea avoided a death penalty trial. No public explanation for a motive. There it is. Hold on a second. I dropped my phone. Damn it. All right, let's see. Okay, so Koberger pled guilty in 2025, as we all know. He received 4 consecutive life sentences without parole. The plea avoided a death penalty trial. Okay. No public explanation for a motive was provided, leaving one of the biggest questions in the case unanswered, which is mind-blowing to me. That right there is crazy to me that he wasn't made to give an explanation. Bottom line is, the core evidence of yeah. Wait a minute. All right. So the core evidence described in the public documents consisted of DNA on the knife sheath, cell phone location data, vehicle surveillance involving a white Hyundai Elantra, eyewitness observations from a surviving roommate. This is bull. Wait a minute. Search warrant evidence collected after. Huh. Okay. That's pretty much it of that. Let me see what this video is that got a secret. Tag me in. Words. All right, let me send this to myself. Okay, thank you, got a secret. I'm going to send this to myself. All right, hold on. Okay. Audio and DNA. I think I got it. Wait 1 second. Oh, please. Got it. Okay, no wonder you got it mixed up. She's basically wearing the same thing. All right, hold on. All right, hold on. Pulling that video up now. Okay. All right. Share. All right, here we go.
Play games.
Hold
you can
on.
play unlocked. Unlock rewards with Google Play Points.
Eeny, meeny, miny, mo, catch some sketchy friends by the toes. If they holler, we'll spare them death row. There's a chance that Brian Koberger could be exonerated, and Dylan Mortensen and all of her sketchy friends are indeed the reason why. Sketchy, because they have all been caught lying since the beginning, and the internet is not done talking about it until all the right people are behind bars. The Idaho 4 case continues to capture the world's attention. The Idaho 4 case is about 4 college students, Ethan, Xana, Maddie, and Kaylee. They were found brutally unalived in their off-campus home. Brian Koberger pled guilty to all counts. Brian Koberger pled guilty to a quadruple unaliving. Week by week, month by month, year by year, new information regarding the Idaho 4 case comes out. Sometimes it's new statements or interviews. Sometimes it's new audio. Footage you can listen to or watch. We had a book come out from a former FBI agent that gave more information regarding the case as well. Dr. Turvey, who personally worked on the case, he is a forensic expert, criminologist, author, and so much more. And he did an interview with the custody queens and Ron. And that was such an important interview for the world to hear, because you're going to hear him say that they were all in agreement that Brian Koberger was factually, physically innocent, that all signs pointed away from Brian Koberger. The sheath, the DNA did not match him. If the Innocence Project would have gotten that information, it would have been an exoneration. The car does not match him. That is not his car. That there was also no DNA of the 4 college students found inside Brian Koberger's car. His cell phone, they have absolutely no evidence that his cell phone was anywhere inside the home or that he had any contact with anybody inside the home as well. So once again, there's no digital evidence that places Brian Koberger inside the 1122 King Road house, or that he had any contact with anybody inside the house. Dr. Turvey will talk about how, people are factually innocent, legally guilty, I believe, or something like that. But he will talk about how people plead guilty in certain situations all the time. You cannot forget that in this situation with Brian Koberger, he was facing the chair. He was facing the chair. They gave Brian Koberger 2 options. You can either take the chair and we're going to take yours, or you can plead guilty and we will spare you yours. So what did Brian Koberger do? He put up his hand. He said yes, yes, and yes. He admitted to absolutely nothing other than saying yes, yes, yes in regards to the plea deal. Bill Thompson will be asked by a reporter on television. You can go watch it. The reporter will ask Bill Thompson, how come as part of the plea agreement, you did not ask Brian or anybody on his team any details about the sheath, about this and this and that? And Bill Thompson will almost quote exactly what the judge said. And he will say, how could we be reassured that anything Brian says is the truth? Which is really interesting, because the only thing Brian has ever said is that he is innocent. And Bethany Funk has exculpatory evidence that could prove Brian's innocence. Let's go ahead and talk about it. The first thing that we're going to listen to today together is Jack D's interview from 11/17. Again, thank you, Jules, for requesting this interview so that way we could hear it. We already had court documents that talked about this 17-minute phone call, but it's very important that people hear it as well. There have been many creators who believe that Brian Koberger is guilty. He is exactly where he belongs, and he believes that the 17-minute phone call between the ex Jack D and Kaylee never happened, when it in fact absolutely happened. It was an answered phone call. We're going to start with this interview. I'm only going to play a couple parts of it, and then I'm going to play part of Dylan's interview. So once again, this is interview.
You, just you, building your app on base 44. Describe it. And it's real.
On 11/17, thank you, Jules, for requesting this once again. Let's go ahead and listen to what Jack D has to say.
Okay, so a little after 1, 10 to 15 minutes. So what time do you think that you finally went into your bedroom, shut the door, and went to bed?
1:20 would be my best guess.
You guys know I'm going to quick interrupt right there. I talked about it in my last interview, or sorry, I talked about it in my last video when we talked about Jack D's interview. This is not true. This is now his third interview. He has an attorney by his side. He is saying that he left the corner club around 1. He just shut his bedroom door at 1:20 in the morning. This is not true. He is still at the corner club until almost 2 o'clock in the morning. I just want to make sure everybody knows this and knows that in this third interview, once again, his first interview was however long, 10 minutes, I don't know. They have him come back for a second interview. He gets a call or a text from his mother during the interview. Apparently she's worried about him. She wants him to have an attorney, something along those lines. Jack D leaves. He comes back for this third interview. This is when he is finally confronted about the 17-minute phone call, which he did not mention earlier. He does not mention it, even though he talks about all the other calls, the texts, and so forth. So once again, sorry to interrupt, but he is still at the corner club. Good God.
Did you have any contact with anybody else that you recall after that until you woke up the next morning? Do you remember Kaylee calling you or texting you? You have no memory of that. Okay, so last night they sent me printouts from your phone. You said you had missed calls.
Yeah, I had when I woke up, this was even after I found out about, like, after everything happened, I noticed my phone, like, I think 4 missed FaceTime calls from Kaylee and 3 missed calls from Maddie, along with, I think 2 more missed calls from Kaylee, so 7 calls from Kaylee, 3 from Maddie.
I'm sorry, say that one more time. How many
7 missed calls from Kaylee and 3 from Maddie. 4 of Kaylee's were a FaceTime.
7 from Kaylee and 3 from Maddie.
Yeah.
And which 4 of the calls from Kaylee were FaceTime calls? Okay. And none of them from Maddie were FaceTime? They were all just normal calls?
Yeah.
Okay. Is that normal for y'all to communicate via FaceTime or phone, or what's the preferred method?
Kaylee would call me off the hook quite often. It's not normal for Maddie to just call me, especially 3 times in the middle of the night. But yeah, I mean, Kaylee has called me in the past when, like, she's like walking home and she's just like feels like she's being followed or something. She'll just like give me a call and just like want to have someone on the phone.
Okay. Did you and Kaylee have any sort of an argument the night before at the corner club? Was there any dispute? Were you upset? Okay.
He says no, and then he says Not sure what kind of response is but he says no, and then which is really interesting. I think that he might have just specifically talked about Kaylee, but regardless, we have seen footage from the corner club. Maddie gives Jack D the finger. At least it looks like that. So that's interesting.
So I want to pull these out. There's 2 sets of records here. There's one are phone calls coming in from Kaylee, and one are text messages coming in from Kaylee. These are all incoming to your phone. And so I point your attention to this one, which is 11/13/2022 at 2:26 a.m. And there's a call it's 16.88 minutes. It's almost 17 minutes in duration, which was an answered call. Do you recall that call?
I do not. Is it?
And so I point your attention to this one, which is 11/13/2022 at 2:26 a.m. And there's a call it's 16.88 minutes. It's almost 17 minutes in duration, which was an answered call. Do you recall that call?
I do not. Is it a call from her?
Yeah, it's
I just wanted to quick pause it there. I've talked about that again in my last video, but you just heard Jack D clarify or ask, was it a call from her? And it's important to talk about that because in these interviews, it definitely sounds like Kaylee's the one who makes the call. Based on the broken plea book that came out from Christopher Whitcomb, again, former FBI agent, he had all this information and records that we didn't have. In the book, it clearly says that the 17-minute phone call was made from Jack D's phone to Kaylee's phone. I think it's important to quick touch on that because I know people are going to be confused because we thought one way and then we learned another way. Well, from the documents, the court documents, when we've had them for a while, just based on the wording and how it's written and so forth, it says Kaylee to Jack D. However, it never really says who made the phone call. Again, with this book that came out, it says from Jack D's cell data that his phone is the one who made that 17-minute phone call to Kaylee. Again, I wanted to stop it there so you guys could hear him kind of ask, clarify, however you guys want to take it. Did that call come from her? As you know, he's asking, he's clarifying, whatever. Once again, he talks about 7 from
17-minute call. How come we didn't hear this before? Let me go back a little if y'all don't mind.
The court documents, when we've had them for a while, just based on the wording and how it's written and so forth, it says Kaylee to Jack D. However, it never really says who made the phone call. Again, with this book that came out, it says from Jack D's cell data that his phone is the one who made that 17-minute phone call to Kaylee. Again, I wanted to stop it there so you guys could hear him kind of ask, clarify, however you guys want to take it. Did that call come from her? As you know, he's asking, he's clarifying, whatever. Once again, he talks about 7 from Kaylee, 3 from Maddie, whatever he says. He sees it in his phone. But again, he's not bringing up the 17-minute phone call for a reason, in my opinion. Let's go ahead and just keep it moving.
What's that? That's the very top one. It says it was at 2:26. It was an answered telephone call, and it went on for almost 17 minutes. So, do you recall that phone call?
I do not.
Good God.
Is there audio from that?
I doubt it, but I don't know. This is just, they just emailed this to me and said, ask me about this. So,
So you just heard Jack D ask him, is there audio from that? That's a pretty interesting question to ask. And he doesn't say, oh, like maybe it could be helpful or maybe I would hear what I'm saying or whatever. Nope, he just says, is there audio from that? And in my last video, maybe depending on time, I'll talk about what I hear, in my own opinion, from doing my own research, what I hear going on at that exact same time from the cameras. But you just heard him say, is there audio from that? This is what I can hear, in my opinion, after doing my own research. I encourage you to do your own. This is what I hear from listening to the cameras during the same time that this phone call takes place. So just before the phone call, this is what I hear. What in the F? Who in the F? This effing stinks. All right, who's the brains around here? From a male voice. There's also a vehicle moving around this time. I hear a female say, Murphy, Maddie. I hear a male voice say, no, 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 B word. What did I say? I hear a female say, it was all fake. You're wrong. I hear a different female say, so who called to tell on us? And then I hear the other female say, no one. I wasn't effing calling anybody. He's nice to me. Murphy. Then I hear a male voice say, just come get the dog so he's safe. And then I hear, Quinn, no, no, please let me go. And if you don't know who Quinn is, Dylan Mortensen was so scared for her life, too intoxicated, didn't know.
Where did she get this? I'm sorry. Where did she get this? I mean, this is interesting, but I've never heard that. I mean, as much as I say that things are sus, very suspicious, this right here is.
Class, so you can't do that.
Where did she get this from? Oh, hold on. Right. This is what she thinks she hears, y'all. One that came out. Wow, I don't know, y'all. Yeah, I don't want to listen to this, y'all, because it just don't feel right. I can't verify that at all. I've never heard that.
Watch me jerk.
I can't. I mean, no offense to her at all. You know, if there's.
Make the hits work.
Yeah, let's Yeah, no, I don't know. I'm just not comfortable with that because I feel like that's gonna put it. You know what I mean? We'll be adding other stuff to it. Hold on a second. Give me a second.
Yeah, no, I'm not going to touch that, y'all. 17 minute phone call. Got a secret. We'll have to listen to it on mine in your own time, babe. I'll tell you in the Discord. I got to be careful about because if I play that and it's inaccurate, you know what I mean? I'm going to be blamed for putting out fake information, false information. I just don't, you know what I mean? I hope you understand. I don't want to put any. It's one thing for our opinions, but it's another when like it just don't feel right. All right, hold on. All right, let's listen to Steve Gonsalves. We're going to just listen to some of the interviews to have a refresher because it's been a little while.
We keep saying one day at a time, but these type of days are ones that really push you hard, for sure.
Is there anything that came out from these filings, from this report, that gave you any kind of answers that you might have been looking for about what happened?
We learned brand new things. Those details that were put in those docs were never given to us. They were given to strangers before they were given to us. It's shocking that a family doesn't get any kind of priority, even a heads up. We asked for discovery. They said they'd give it to us, but they never did. So yeah, we're working with legislators. We're going to try to fix this. Idaho has Bill 1135 that hopefully will protect this type of information and make sure that it never gets out. Especially in he pled 4 cases of murder, capital, all of them, and in the same breath he waived his rights to even challenge it. So why does this need to come out? All these details. I mean, these are like mortician details. It has nothing to do with a case that's never going to happen.
Just to be clear, you're saying, did you even know it was going to come out today, or were you just shocked? Were you shocked by that?
We had no idea. We had no heads up, none whatsoever. It goes to the media before it does us, and
that's awful.
We just find out through our phone starts going off.
That's awful. That's awful. And now you are confronted with this. The people will say this information can help maybe shed some light into the timeline of the attack, the intention of this. The injuries sustained by all 4 were awful. But the injuries sustained by Kaylee and Maddie and where they were positioned and how many injuries they sustained to their face and neck, does this give you an indication that Ryan Koberger was targeting them specifically?
No, I think there's some timing advance records that kind of lead me to believe that it was another person that they were looking for. I mean, Maddie might have been part of that, but there was two individuals. But I think all the families tried not to go down a road where we blamed each other, or we tried to say one person's kid was more responsible or had a role in. It was another person that they were looking for. I mean,
specifically?
No, I think there's some timing advance records that kind of lead me to believe that it was another person that they were looking for. I mean, Maddie might have been part of that, but there was two individuals. But I think all the families tried.
Two individuals. Britt, if you show every Gonsalves interview, they tell what happened. He had a kill. Yeah, Otto. I remember that, but he just said two individuals. That is true. There is no evidence of a kill kit. They just assume that he's got one. This is wild. Hold on a minute. I can't get over the 17-minute phone call. I don't know. Hold on. I'm blown away by that. Hold on, guys. Hang on. I'll tell you what. And got a secret. I'll talk to you. I'll message you tomorrow, love. Okay, I promise. I hope you're not upset with me. I'm going to send you a message. I promise.
Not to go down a road where we blamed each other, or we tried to say one person's kid was more responsible or had a role in this or something like that. We tried to keep it. Unfortunately, we had to do this all together, and pointing at each other wasn't something we were willing to do.
No. And by the way, I didn't know that you didn't know this information that was coming out before today. You mentioned that I believe you're going to be meeting with the governor. What are you hoping the change will be?
It's things like this. You can't. We had a prosecutor who was extremely weak. He was way over his head. He didn't know what he's doing, and he hid these. There's a reason 6 months later these things are coming out, because he never would have had the support of his community if these would have came out and said, "Hey, I'm going to go make a plea deal with this guy, and I'm not going to get the details of all the surroundings, the when, where, what, how you did this." He didn't feel like he had to do that, and he hid all this stuff. And now that it's coming out, we're going to talk to the governor and say, "Hey, we can do better than this." And that means we got to do laws. We can't just let one person act like a judge and jury and make a deal, and then we live with it for the rest of our lives. And 6 months later, we're finding out new details of the worst moments of our children's lives. It seems like a nightmare that this couldn't be legal, but we hope to make sure that it isn't legal in Idaho in the future.
And talking about legality, you and the other families have filed a wrongful death lawsuit against Washington State University, where Koberger had been attending. Can you tell us the status of that and what you're looking for there?
We're just looking for accountability. I don't have an update on it. We expect to hear something this week, but when you reverse engineer everything that happened, we feel like there's lapse in accountability. And if that's anything we've tried to bring to this case, is how do we make sure this never happens to another family again? And if there was things that were missed, let's make sure that we address those and we make our community and our world a better place, so nobody has to deal with this again. And that's what this is all about.
Thank you for watching. Subscribe below and download our News Nation app right now on your phone, and you will get fact-based, unbiased.
Give me 1 second. I'm so sorry, guys. All right, I got a question. Can somebody tell me? Because listen, please don't hold it against me. I am out of the loop on this case. I'm just getting back into it. There's so much that I don't know. And I'll be the first to say it. Otto,
What is with the 17-minute call? Was there really a 17-minute call? Auto DK did this. I'm no pro burger. Oh my God, is that what they call it, S Dubs? A pro burger? Oh my Lord. Hey Whitney, how are you? Good to see you. All right, guys, real quick. Can y'all please click that thumbs up? And if you like what we're doing here, consider becoming a member. I don't think the goal's up anymore. If it is, contribute. If it's not, you still want to contribute, it's greatly appreciated. Do you want me? Yeah, sure, you can come up. You can come up. I can't imagine how these families have felt. I can't imagine how these families have felt, and I find out on your child before you. Oh, I know, right, Jiggy? Ooh. And then to find out that social media's got documents on your child before you and stuff they didn't want out there. OMG. I know, right? Yeah, give me just a minute and stuff. I'll drop it. I'm gonna go through this video real quick and then hold on a minute. Let me see. One second. Let me see. There's so many videos, but I want to know. Let me see. Let me come back to you guys before we do this. These families are so devastated by all these conspiracy channels. They're making money off this crime. Please understand, y'all. Britt has members and mods who are also divided, and she tries to be fair and let both sides. Yeah, I want everybody to have their say so. I think everybody can be respectful, and we can all discuss it together respectfully. I know everybody has a different opinion, and that's fine. Let me see. Wait a minute.
She was screaming. She said,
She was mad. She's happy now.
so
Yeah. Hold on.
I told them, I said, you can grab a bottle. You can't change diaper, but you can give her a bottle.
Yeah. Hold on a second, y'all. Seeing, let me see. Let me see. I was trying to see.
In the Idaho 4 Koberger case, months and months and months after Brian Koberger pleads guilty, the Idaho State Police have now released a whole bunch, thousands of new photos.
What? That's not the right one. Hold on, y'all.
Ain't that what it's called? The little tiny monkeys and chimpanzees?
I yeeted my dang self. Sorry, guys. Mm. All right, I'm not gonna go into that. Hold on. What the heck? Here. Let's go through this one. Just a refresher. The next stream we have on this, I'll be more like organized and I'll have more stuff. Give me a second. Share this. Okay.
Maybe giving us a clue as to why prosecutors were eager to make a deal with the accused murderer. Koberger's team planned to argue a major piece of evidence was planted. Could it have created reasonable doubt? We'll discuss. I'm Anjanette Levy, and this is Crime Fix.
I said a major piece was planted. I forgot
Being
about
online
this.
is just part of life, but seeing how much personal information is on the
Oh,
web
no.
about you can be really, really scary. That's why I like Incogni so much. The options, except for attacking the state's evidence. Judge Hibbler ruled weeks before jury selection was set to begin that Koberger couldn't accuse friends of the victims of the murders, so he didn't have many options, and he didn't have an alibi that the judge was going to allow him to present. Despite Koberger's guilty plea, he has supporters online who still believe that he's innocent and that he pleaded guilty only because he faced the possibility of the death penalty if he were convicted at trial. We're learning now from newly unsealed documents that Bryan Koberger was definitely going to claim that evidence was planted, specifically that K-bar knife sheath that police said was found next to victim Maddie Mogen's leg. In July of 2025, Bryan Koberger agreed to plead guilty to breaking into the house on King Road and stabbing to death Maddie Mogen, Kaylee Gonsalves, Ethan Chapin, and Xana Kernodle in the early morning hours of November 13th, 2022. The murders were horrific. Most of the students were stabbed in their sleep, except for Xana, and it's possible, reading the new reports, that Kaylee and Ethan may have awakened during the attack. The attacks on the students were heinous, absolutely heinous.
I know this is rough, but can we just talk about, like, regardless of what side you're on, this ain't even about a side. Let's just talk about, put a 1 in chat if you agree with me that Xana was the last one he unalived. If I had to guess, I would say that Xana was the last one out of all 4 of the victims. Xana was the last one to be unalived. Yeah. Yeah, he did, Otto. You're going to have to make it clear when you do cover the case that every one of your channels is divided on this. Yeah, for sure. For sure, Jiggy. Everybody is. Okay, I think this is at least where I'm at with it. Okay, regardless of what your opinion is, what you think. However, I believe that Xana was the last one unalived. Yeah, I don't get down with the UFO stuff either. Okay. Thank you for the fair use. Wait a minute. Nobody knows what time Ethan and Xana got home. That's another interesting point too, Psycho.
Can we put her in that little chamber?
All right, give me just a second. Let me help you. What I don't understand is why. Wait a minute. Why the other roommates that shut the door after she saw him didn't hear him getting them right? And she did say she heard Xana crying, and then somebody said, "I'm gonna help you." That is creepy AF. I think Xana and Ethan was first. Do you, GSD mom? Okay. All right. Hold on. Let's keep going.
Turn that little thing around so I can see it.
Hang on, y'all.
Autopsy reports show that
Hold on.
Kaylee suffered more than 24 wounds to her face, and she was stabbed in the chest. Her blood alcohol concentration just above the legal limit, 0.107. Prosecutors have said that Maddie couldn't possibly fight back because of her intoxication level. Her blood alcohol concentration was 0.282. She suffered 13 stab wounds to the face, scalp, and neck, along with wounds to her lungs and liver. I've told you before that Xana fought for her life, and her autopsy revealed that she suffered 23 stab wounds to the face, neck, and scalp, and 25 wounds to her upper extremities, meaning her arms, along with other fatal wounds to the heart and jugular vein. Her blood alcohol concentration was 0.229, and she had amphetamine in her system. Xana's boyfriend, Ethan, also had amphetamine in his system. His blood alcohol level was 0.122. He also suffered stab wounds to his head and scalp, and one to his upper chest, and several on his legs. Ethan also suffered a fatal wound to the jugular vein. Now, I share this information with you so you can understand what this jury was going to hear from prosecutors at trial and what Koberger's defense was going to present. It may have turned into a battle of the experts. The defense was going to call expert Dr. Brent Turvey to offer his expert opinion on a number of things related to the crime scene. And given my coverage of this case, some of his opinions are kind of surprising to me, while others are not, given what we know about the defense's claims. First up, Dr. Turvey was going to testify that the bodies of Maddie and Kaylee were posed, since he said that Kaylee's body appeared to have moved, and so did Maddie's left leg. But the state planned to call Paulette Sutton, an expert, to rebut Turvey's testimony. Sutton planned to testify that posing would be an intentional act and possible, but it wouldn't be the only explanation for why their bodies could have moved. Now, one thing Koberger's defense repeatedly pointed to was a lack of blood found in his white Hyundai Elantra and his apartment. CSIs took apart that white Elantra and didn't find one speck of blood belonging to the victims in that vehicle. The prosecution said Koberger's background in criminology equipped him with the know-how to keep from contaminating a crime scene and how to clean up afterward.
I'm launching my website, but I need the right name. You can purchase what's available on Wix Domains. Wix Domains shows you URLs still available, like a mag.net for single studs. That sounds scalable. Find your domain. I'll find my domain. How about thechildspose.com for prenatal yoga moms? Or papapimple.net for facial blemishes you regret. Thanks to Wix, that domain's yours with just one click and you're set. There's makeaprof.it, making entrepreneurs rich. Lordoftheonionrings.com, evil burgers, that's legit. Find your domain. I'll find my domain. You won't believe the awesome domain names. Wow. On Wix, claim your domain now.
Creating custom clothing with tap stitch is simple. Start by choosing a garment, then click Design Now. On the left, you'll see 4 main tools. Upload lets you add your artwork or logo. For the best results, upload PNG or JPG files that are at least 1024 pixels wide and 150 dpi. Text lets you add your brand name or any message to your design. Adjust the font, size, and color to match your design. Image gives you access to a built-in library of graphics and icons. Under
Paulette Sutton planned to testify. The significance of the lack of secondary transfer in a vehicle purportedly used when leaving the scene must take into consideration what is applicable to the particular scene in question. One must consider first that there was a limited amount of secondary transfer within the scene itself, which is attributable to someone other than Mogan, Gonsalves, Kernodle, or Chapin. An assailant can easily remove protective clothing and shoe covers or place unstained coverings over stained clothing or shoes before they contact their vehicle or residence. Cleaning or wiping off excess blood before making contact with secondary surfaces is also possible. Now, it's terrible to talk about, but there was blood from Kaylee and Maddie found dripped around the house, and Ethan too. This photo shows the handrail going from the 3rd floor where Kaylee and Maddie's bedrooms were located to the 2nd floor. The report says that there were blood transfer stains on the handrail, and they tested positive for Maddie's DNA. There are other blood stains going down those stairs and on the wall. They are marked stain K and stain J in the reports. In the living room on the half wall, above the stairs leading to the front door, the report says that there is a transfer stain of blood belonging to Ethan Chapin. The report notes there's no evidence that Ethan was ever out of Xana's bedroom after he was stabbed. On the same half wall near the beer pong table, the report says there are cast-off bloodstains with Kaylee being the major DNA contributor and Maddie being a minor contributor. Cast-off, the report notes, happens when blood is released from a bloody object being in motion. Koberger's lawyers plan to call Dr. Turvey to testify that there was no way that one person could have carried out the murders in such a short span of time, about 12 minutes. Dr. Turvey said 2 assailants likely carried.
Wait, 12 minutes? Now they're saying 12 minutes? The crime happened in 12 minutes? Y'all, that's like record-breaking time. Wait a minute. What, Otto? Yeah, there's thousands of psycho. Did you read every document from the court? Not just the defense. Lord. It's really not when you have drunk kids and he ambushed them. He had plenty of time, Britt. I sat still. Yeah, I get what you're saying, Otto. Sitting still for a long time. I am S-dubs. Samantha says it can be done in 8 minutes, 2 minutes a person. That's just wild, you know? It's wild. Like even experts felt like 2 people. There were 2 assailants. I'm gonna play it. This is weird.
With Kaylee being the major DNA contributor and Maddie being a minor contributor.
She's right away.
Okay.
Cast off, the report notes, happens when
Just
blood
let
is
you know,
released from a bloody object being
might
in
grab
motion.
me.
Koberger's lawyers plan to call Dr. Turvey to testify that there was no way that one person could have carried out the murders in such a short span of time, about 12 minutes. Dr. Turvey said 2 assailants likely carried out these murders. Dr. Turvey wrote, "It is not reasonable to think that Ethan would have remained in his bed after waking up or being awake while Xana was being attacked in front of him. This evidence and context begin to suggest the existence of a second attacker." Turvey continued, "At least 2 suspects were involved in this attack. This is indicated by the fact that multiple weapons were used against Kaylee, that multiple types of lethal force were used against Kaylee, and that Ethan and Xana appear to have been attacked at the same time. This is inconsistent with the state's theory that these crimes were committed solely by one individual." Paulette Sutton commented in response, "There is evidence that Ethan Chapin and Xana Kernodle were in close proximity to each other at some point after the assault began, as evidenced by the finding of Kernodle's blood and DNA under the fingernails of Ethan Chapin's right hand, and the finding of Chapin's blood and DNA under the fingernails of both Xana Kernodle's hands. One assailant could contain 2 people in close proximity to each other, especially if the assailant is armed. A single perpetrator can certainly use more than one weapon and can use multiple types of lethal force." Now to the knife sheath, the major piece of evidence that connected Brian Koberger with his DNA on the leather strap to the crime scene. That sheath was found partially under Maddie Mogan's leg and her comforter. Well, Dr. Turvey was going to testify for the defense that the sheath, in his opinion, was planted. Turvey reports that the knife sheath was staged for the following reasons. Crime scene staging refers to an attempt to confuse or misdirect a law enforcement investigation by altering, fabricating, or planting evidence in relation to a crime scene. In the present case, a K-bar knife sheath was discovered in the crime scene by law enforcement. Evidence of staging with respect to this item of evidence is as follows. The sheath was found precariously placed just slightly under the body of Madison Mogan and partially covered by the comforter that was placed atop the midsection of her body by the suspects. It could not have fallen accidentally into this location. The state had Paulette Sutton ready to testify to the contrary. The sheath could have become trapped under Madison Mogan's body when she moved her left leg out of the bed. If she were hurriedly moving her left leg, she would not have taken time to move the comforter, in which case the sheath would be trapped between the comforter and the bed. So to really dig into this idea of staging of the sheath at the crime scene that Dr. Brent Turvey was going to testify to, had there been a trial, I want to bring in Dr. Laura Petler. She is a criminologist and actually studied Brent Turvey's work. Dr. Petler, I'm so excited to have you on. Thank you for coming on. Your thoughts on this first point that Dr. Turvey brought up, that, you know, it's an attempt to stage something is an attempt to misdirect a law enforcement investigation. It almost feels like Dr. Turvey wasn't going to accuse the cops of staging the scene or planting the sheath, but maybe saying that somebody else did.
Hi, Anjanette. Thank you so much for having me today. I'm happy to be here. Yeah, so I have read over Brent Turvey's work over the years, and I understand his definitions of staging, and I understand the premise that was contained in the documents. And I agree that staging is an attempt to purposefully manipulate the evidence, or it could be any kind of evidence, really, to misdirect a death investigation or a law enforcement investigation. And I also understand that he wasn't trying to accuse the cops, but potentially maybe accusing somebody else of planting that sheath. And for me, the first thing that I thought was interesting is, in order to have an element of staging, there's typically a victim-offender relationship. And one of the things I think is important to point out is they haven't been able to establish a victim-offender relationship between Mr. Kohlberger and the victims in this case. So that was the very first thing that I wanted to mention in regards to staging, because it's typically a victim-offender relationship type function.
Yeah, and there was no relationship ever established between Brian Koberger and any of these victims. You know, the cops looked and they couldn't find any connection. They as much said that during the sentencing for this case. You know, one of the things that was really interesting to me, and I don't know how they would have gotten past this, was the fact that Brian Koberger's DNA was on the leather strap of that sheath. It was single source male DNA. It was his DNA. I don't know how they would have gotten over that hurdle, though. So, I mean, I don't know if they would have said, I don't know if the defense would have said somebody stole his sheath out of his car. Yeah, he owned it because he bought it on Amazon. I don't know. What do you think they would have done? Or do you have an opinion on that?
You know, I'm not a DNA expert, and so I don't want to overreach and render any kind of a DNA opinion, but it would be hard, in my opinion, just as a forensic criminologist, to to plant somebody's DNA on a sheath that belonged to another person, because that would mean that you would have to collect it from that other person and then not contaminate it, and then not contaminate it not only with other people, but yourself as included, and then put it on the sheath, and then make sure that's transferred, physically moved into the scene without being contaminated. So like there would be a lot of issues like that for me, to present something like that in court. Like how does that, how would you manage to do that? And I'm sure there's other elements of touch DNA, which I think is widely misunderstood.
Hold on, guys.
Just in general, I think there's a lot of things that maybe people think about DNA that we always have to rely on the experts for, to render their own opinions about DNA as it actually can be transferred. So I don't think that would have stuck.
Yeah, I know. I interviewed a DNA expert about 1.5 years ago who literally said, single source DNA, it would be incredibly difficult to do that. I want to go on to the second point that Dr. Turvey made. And he was saying basically he felt this sheath was staged, according to these documents, because it was new and unused and it didn't have wear and tear on the leather. And then Paul.
So the sheath was new and unused. So, okay, would that mean that knife was intentionally bought just for that unaliving? And if he's really guilty and he did it, and that that sheath wasn't staged.
She's sleeping now.
That's wild. I don't know. I forgot he had one to share with. All right, it's only a little bit more, y'all.
She's out now.
Okay. Here, let's keep going.
I was thinking like that solar panel
Paulette
works
Sutton,
so good.
the state's expert, she was going to testify to rebut that. She would have said that she doesn't know why that would have proved that staging occurred. She said it could easily mean that the knife was subjected to only light use in the past, or that it was purchased just for those homicides. So what do you make of those two competing arguments?
I think that Paulette is an extremely thorough expert. I've had the honor of working with her and learning from her for the past maybe 20 years or so now. She was one of my very first instructors. So I actually know Paulette. I know her work as far as like bloodstain pattern analysis and crime scene reconstruction. So I know that her opinions are grounded in physical evidence, and they are grounded in what's observable, and they are never inflated, and they always can tie back to something that makes sense. And so for her to render an opinion like something so simple as, well, maybe it was new and it wasn't used very much. I mean, that's what she can observe in the scene, in the evidence, and she's going to directly substantiate her opinion based on something that you can actually tie it back to.
Whoa.
What's that?
I just built a budgeting app in Base 44.
Guys, Nina just built an app.
Now, their next argument, or at least Brent Turvey's next argument, was, well, the reason this was staged, in his opinion, this is battle of the experts type stuff, so this is what this would have turned into. And this may have been like, the OJ bloody glove. I don't know. I mean, who knows what this would have turned into at trial. And this is why I think maybe the prosecutors were like, yeah, let's do a deal. And we're so quick to do this because maybe they were really afraid of this. Dr. Turvey felt that the sheath was staged because it was face down. It had only received a few areas of minute blood spatter, either impact or aspirated, just horrific, while resting atop a sheet with significant impact spatter all around. The inconsistency of blood spatter, he said, dispersion and density indicates transfers occurring at different times under different conditions with different levels of intensity. And then Paulette Sutton said the difference in the amount of spatter on the sheath versus the amount on the fitted sheet or even the comforter simply proves the sheath came to rest in this location where it was discovered at a different time during the spatter producing events. It does not prove that it was staged in this location. The sheath could have been at another location when it was spattered and then moved here at a later time. If the perpetrator moved the comforter, as Dr. Turvey believes, the sheath could have been moved to this location when the comforter was moved. This could account for a different amount of spatter on the exposed surface of the sheath and
Wow.
the exposed surface of the vest sheet. So again,
I don't know why you keep getting them boneless things, man. Them things.
She could be
Do you like this?
another. Hold on.
They're like chicken nuggets from hell or something. I like the wings.
The sheath could have been at another location when it was spattered and then moved here. Okay, so the perpetrator moved the comforter, as Dr. Turvey believes. The sheath could have been moved to this location.
I'll try.
Wow. Okay. Interesting. Let's keep going. It's
exposed
almost
surface
over.
of the vest sheet. So again, two different, narratives there.
Right. Yeah, I think that you have a physical struggle going on. It's a very high stress situation. And I think that the offender in this particular case prioritized getting out rather than recovery of the sheath. And for me, the sheath and the placement and all of that is a function of accidental loss as opposed to staging at any level.
Interesting.
That's wild.
The theory, it appears, is that Xana, and this is what we know from the witness testimony, that Xana, one of the victims here, heard what was going on, ran up the stairs, and may have interrupted something, and then the sheath was left by mistake. So that could be a big part of this as well. Apparently, there was evidence of her climbing the stairs and then descending the stairs. And there was going to be witness testimony to that effect as well. Now, the fourth reason that Dr. Turvey believes that this sheath was planted was that he says that the sheath was placed at the location without receiving bloody transfer from the hands or fingers of the suspect that did it. This means it was done after the attack / posing, but also after the suspect had washed their hands subsequent to cleanup efforts. Paulette Sutton said,
Such good point. Such good point. So, Otto, let me ask you. How did the sheath not get blood on it at all? Especially being that it was under Maddie Mogan's body.
Call me Papa. I'm the Dada.
How?
No way, bro.
Wow.
No way, bro.
It was under the comforter most of the time. But S-Dubs, what I'm asking is, when he supposedly took it out, was it before he...
Really even got fucked doing
Huh.
it.
Under her thigh, and it was her...
You scared. You scared. You scared.
All right, let's keep going.
says, no, it is true that there are no bloody transfers visible on the knife sheath, but the significance of this finding does not support that this placement of the sheath was staged. It could have gotten in this location without having been touched by a perpetrator, or even after their hands were cleaned or gloves removed. Either scenario would explain the lack of contact staining without staging having occurred. I mean, couldn't it have just been placed on the bed, placed down before any of the attacking happened?
Yes.
I mean, that's how I always envisioned this happening. It was placed down and the attacker was surprised.
That is exactly, I agree with you 100%. To me, when I envision this, I envision the offender coming in, removing the knife from the sheath, placing it down at some point, you know, in any particular location. And I don't know the scene that well to be able to speak to it more than that exactly, but then never touching it again, because again, there is a physical struggle going on. It is an extremely high stress situation. You've got one person with a knife and two people that are trying to survive. So you have this divergent roles, you know, very different roles in the scene. You have two people that are trying to live. You have one person who is trying to kill. So they're very different. And you know, I don't think that the focus is on the sheath. Where's the sheath? Where's the sheath? Where's the sheath? I don't think that was ever part of the thinking, because a lot of times offenders get into what I call cognitive overload, like where they're just sort of overwhelmed by the circumstances of what's going on. And, you know, maybe he, again, tried to prioritize his exit as opposed to recovering that sheath, or he didn't even know where it went. He had no idea. It could have been under something and it was dark and he couldn't see it.
That my feeling.
That's
has
a
always
good
been,
question.
just looking at this crime scene and trying to piece together or recreate in my mind what could have happened was that, you know, the perpetrator goes up to the third floor. He's in Maddie's room, anticipates Maddie and not two girls in the bed, and then is surprised by a second girl, and then potentially Xana the third arriving on the third floor. That creates chaos. It did not go according to plan. That is simply my opinion.
And I agree with you 100%. And that's always been my opinion as well. And I haven't done a lot of work on this case, Anjanette, but I did when it first happened. I looked at it a bit, and that was my opinion from the beginning. Exactly what you just said was that there was a particular target, and he wasn't counting on two people being there at the same time. So then he had two people instead of one person to deal with, and that the other two people heard this. And I think it's interesting that you mentioned that there's evidence that Xana went up the stairs and then came down the stairs. I did not know that. So I think that's also very interesting. And I agree with you completely. That is exactly what I thought too, from the very beginning, that it was one person that was targeted.
And I don't think that the prosecutors even believe that the perpetrator went in there looking to kill four people.
No.
They've as much said that in court.
No.
So I want to move on now to this whole idea that Dr. Turvey said that there had to be two people that committed these crimes. It was not one person. There's just no way. And Paulette Sutton's like, no, it could have been one person. You know, earlier in the show, I read the autopsy results and talked about the blood alcohol content, particularly of Maddie, and of all the kids, actually, all the victims here. They were really intoxicated. They've been out to parties and to bars and to a football game. So you've got one person all jacked up on adrenaline attacking people in their sleep. So what is your opinion on that? Of course, it could have been two people.
Heartbreaking and scary.
Also could have been one.
You know, it's always important to recognize that you have to consider alternatives when you're looking at any particular homicide. And the failure to look at alternatives kind of gets people into a tunnel vision situation, which is never good. It's very myopic. So we really want to keep it broad. But in this particular case, it's important to recognize that the offender had the advantage of a weapon. You know, he is the only person holding a weapon. He has the element of surprise. He also has the victims isolated. And like you're saying, everyone's intoxicated after coming home from a night of fun with friends. And so he has a complete advantage in multiple ways over every situation in this particular case. And I don't think that there is evidence to support multiple offenders. A lot of times when we have multiple offenders, you'll see kind of like a divergent wound pattern. You'll see
Trying to kiss me
they
right
take
and
on
dirty.
different roles. The sequence is different. They coordinate, and they kind of will come in as like a tag team. Okay, you're going to do this.
Hold on,
you're gonna do
guys.
this. You know, and I don't see any evidence of that. You see multiple footwear impressions or other
Look
types
at that.
of two people in there, and I don't think we see that in this case.
Don't be a lame, homie.
I think this would have been a really interesting trial. But as we know, it only takes one juror to hang a jury. And reading all of this, it makes me wonder, with the attention that this case got, whether, you know, the prosecutors wanted to make a deal because they were concerned that maybe Dr. Turvey would be convincing.
Don't be a lame,
My
homie.
experience in the DA's office
Don't be a DA,
as an investigator there and watching prosecutors prosecute homicide
Ah, look
cases.
at
They
you.
do make decisions based on the quality, the quantity of the evidence, and maybe try to mitigate what could happen in trial. And as you mentioned, maybe the prosecutors were concerned about.
Why you so jelly? Why you so jelly?
About a
You could have
conviction in this
finished that
case.
already. You know that? Could have been down to one.
Hold on, y'all. I'm sorry. I
So
did. I
lame.
hit the wrong damn thing.
Lame.
Sorry, guys. Well, it's over
in this
anyway.
case about
Well,
two
shit.
unknown male profiles found at the
Hold
King Road
on.
house, one on a
All right,
handrail
hold on, guys.
inside and one on a glove outside of
There
the
you go,
house.
big dog.
Hold
DNA
on, y'all.
analysts for the state
All
plan to
right.
testify that those samples
Damn
were
it.
not put into CODIS because of their
God.
location in the crime
Hold on,
scene.
y'all. All right. Hold on. All right. I'm going to do a solid, Otto. This is for you, Otto. I'm going to gather the documents. Now, obviously, we can't read all those damn documents. There's just no way. It's just not going to happen. But Otto, I'm going to get the documents and I'm going to go through what's the most important stuff.
Hang with smart man. Yeah, he chased me down. Hang with the Indian.
Hang on. Yeah, I'm definitely gonna get the documents. And I want to know more about that 17-minute phone call. We're gonna delve into that more too tomorrow. Because I'm sorry. You don't forget a 17-minute phone call. You just don't. No. I'm not buying it. So
You would.
I don't know, guys. But I know, but it's still weird, Psycho. It's just weird. I don't know. But regardless if there's not anything to the call.
People the bitch, boy, what can I do? If I want to get with a man better than you.
It was made.
You're able to get with a man better than you. He's fucking us up, big dog. We did. We lost. Can't smell the smelling sauce. Go get her up the hood. Go get her up the hood. Look. Yeah. You doing now. You're welcome, fuckface. Your mama love me. I'm better than your daddy.
All right, hold on, guys.
You weak when you be.
We're gonna let's see.
That's why I play for fucking selfish rages. Losers.
All right, guys.
I'm a good daddy.
All right, y'all. I'm gonna get these documents. We'll pull everything together for tomorrow as much as I can. I'm gonna go ahead and get off here. 'Cause I'm the Gonsalves made him come over and look.
You'd have to have some kids help you out, you know. One baby's not hard.
All right, y'all.
Two babies. Hard.
I appreciate y'all for everything. Yeah. All right, y'all. Tomorrow night we'll be prepared a little better than we were tonight.
Take pictures and show them like community. What's the little pictures like once a week?
The community, baby.
Yeah, they ought to see her too. The hell with the haters.
Oh.
She's so different, you know. Like see our little alien back.
All right, y'all have a good night, everybody. Love y'all. Y'all have
I'm a good at it now.
love you guys. Y'all have a blessed night.